Good morning. I just thought I would give you a quick overview of the embellishing machine. This is from Baby Lock. It's just a fancy way of needle felting. Um, I've had this for some time. Um, don't use it a lot, but this little plastic thing here houses the needles, and there's several that when you turn it on, that's all they do is go up and down. So you have to be careful moving the machine so you don't break the needles. But basically what it will do is just embed whatever you put on it into each other. So if you want to felt one felt into another, you just run over it. So I have some bits and bobs scraps here, so I thought I would just put some on just this simple felt, just to give you an idea. So this is just ordinary piece of felting that you buy at any craft store, and here's just a piece of doily, and you would just put it on top and then find the petal. Oh, here we go. I'll drop this down first. Oh, it's down. And then you just push on the pedal and make the machine go, and then you slowly move the fabric back and forth, back and forth, and it literally embeds that into the fabric underneath. And the more you felt it, when you stop, you have to stop moving or you'll break the needles. On the back side, you can just slightly see where it's starting to come through. It just embeds it in there, and it will not come out. No matter what you do, it's not, you would just have to really tug on it to get it out of there. And even then, you'd just be ripping it. But you can take literally anything, even a piece of twine. Here's just a simple piece of silver twine. And if I wanted to just run that across there, I would just do the same thing. Put my foot down, start it. I'll do a little more felting so you can see it come through the other side. Let's see how that's done. Now I put this twine onto the sheet, and you can just tug on that. That's not going anywhere. Sorry, I have to keep that screen on. So I don't know if you can see, maybe just slightly, where the threads from the doily are coming through the back side of the felting. Eventually they just meld in together. So if you wanted to make a design with something, or you don't have to sew it on. You can just use this, and there's no stitches at all. It just blends the two things in together. So I'll put a piece of black on here as well, give you an idea. if I wanted to add initials or anything to felt, I would just cut them out in the shape and then just felt them onto the existing felt. Now you can't really put everything on, but this went on just fine. It's not going anywhere. You can see on the back where this is coming through the other side. So actually, if you wanted to, you could felt quite heavily and then just turn it over and look at the back side. Like I could have felted an initial in here with the black, and that would have, but I would have had to have a pattern so that I knew exactly what it was going to look like on the back side. You can also take a fabric and or anything. Here's just a piece of fuzzy stuff, and you can put it down anywhere and bring the machine across it. No, that's harder. There we go. Oh, there we go. Now you can see where this is stuck into the felt, and it's in there. I could pull as hard as I can. It's not going anywhere. And the way it just presses it down, just gives you that frayed edge. It doesn't stay as fluffy unless I just went around the outside and left the fluff in the middle, and it would stand up. And it's just beginning to show through the back. But you can take even like fabric for if you were making a flower, and you could start the piece of fabric and just sew over the wrinkles. It's not a problem. And then if you wanted to, you can just fold over the fabric. Like I said, the longer you stitch it, the more embedded in the fabric it becomes. So here is where I folded it over, and it just pushes it down. You can mix colors together, fold it over, do whatever. It's just kind of fun. I'm sure it would be a blast for mixed media. You can it would be really nice for making Christmas decorations where you wanted to make a big banner or something. Easy to put the letters on, no sewing. You would just embed the felt onto each other, or fabric. You don't have to use felt. I'm not sure how some fabrics would work. I think you could even use an artificial flower. Here, I'll find a petal so I can show you that. I don't think I've ever tried it, but I'm sure it's not a problem. Okay. All right, here's just a petal, one of those that you buy in the packages. So if I wanted to attach that to this, I would just not have that jar behind the sewing machine. Now there, I have this. Oh, you see, now this is really thin, so it kind of tore the fabric. embellished it into the fabric of the felt, but this is so thin itself that it tore. If I hadn't pulled on it, it wouldn't have torn. But if you wanted to have something that had little edges sticking up or whatever, you'd just be more careful. Um, so basically, that's the embellishing machine. Um, the only thing you have to get used to is not tugging on it when the needles are down in the fabric, because then you will break them. You can't go too fast. You have to stay within the. So it's just a matter of flow when you get the hang of doing it. It's just a whole lot of fun to play with. I don't know exactly why I got it. I've had it for 5 or 6 years now. Haven't used it that much, but it is a heck of a good time to play with. And so I hope that helps, Dennis. I think maybe with some of the things that you do, that might be helpful. It's a heck of a lot easier than having a sponge and needles and a felting thing in your hand and pushing it up and down a zillion times. So it's a lazy man's felting machine, or woman's in that case. So I hope that's interesting to somebody. If you would like me to actually do something interesting, I could come up with something, I suppose, or give me an idea of what you'd like to see, and I can do that for you. So I hope that's interesting to somebody, and thanks for watching. I appreciate all of you so much, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye now.